Hello. Tonight's going to be a little bit different camp than what I'm used to. My expertise is in survival, bushcraft, minimal camping and such. Well, I brought my buddy Pete out because his expertise was the military. He spent years in the military. He used the military gear, Canadian military gear, and he's got the rucksack and all the gear here that he's used to. So he's going to teach me how to set this stuff up. I've got surplus stuff over the years that I've got almost the military sleep system. Besides, I'm missing a few things. But I've used it, the way, I would use it. But I'm going to actually be shown how they set it up in the field when he was in the military. So this is Peter. He has a YouTube channel, FSBushcraft. You should check him out and say hello, Pete.
Hey, folks.
So this is my introduction. I've got everything in my pack here. Let's just say that this is a lot more than I normally carry. And it's a lot heavier.
I can vouch for that one.
I go minimum for a reason. Minimal. Also, look at this here. Great big old piece of chaga that I found on the way in. We're going to have some chaga tea later as well. So, stay tuned.
Hey, folks. So just to get ready to set up my shelter, and one of the things with the Canadian military ground sheet that was really nice, one of the options I used to do actually is out on reconnaissance or anything like that. As you can tell, it's got the zipper, and in a quick scenario, you can just turn it on and throw it down, zip yourself in it. You could even put the sleeping bag inside, and your shelter's done. I mean, this is definitely your rainproof, and then as I'll get into after, with the Gore-Tex bivy bag on your sleeping bag, you had the perfect shelter. You didn't have to worry about putting anything up. But as you can see, I still climb out of it, and I'm a lot bigger than I used to be. But as the ground sheet's got the zipper on the side, so basically, if it was together, it would just make like a sausage roll. But as the ground sheet to make the shelter that we're going to do, unzip the whole thing, now we got a ground sheet. So as soon as I get this set up and get ready to set it up, I'll come back and I'll show you how I set it up. Alright, folks, just back. So got mine all set up. So as you can see, what I was talking about underneath the flaps. I'll just flip this right up. So I've got underneath my thermal rest pad. Turned around and got the triangles, as I call them, from the ground sheet. Turned around and pulled. I don't know if it's showing up very well. I'll bring the camera over after and show, but they're pulled up nice and neat underneath. Thermal rest is down. I've got my Ranger blanket that's here, is underneath, and then of course the bivy bag with the 3 parts of the sleeping bag. Probably afterwards I'll take that all out and we can turn it on and show like all the different parts and stuff. This is just more how the shelter's set up. So once I get in there, I would just pull this down. And then from the inside, I can actually turn around and pull that underneath. And now I climb in through here, leave myself in, and I'm in my shelter and close it up. And there's more than enough room down at my feet. I could even turn around and pull my rucksack in. until I have my rucksack there and lay with my firearm and go to sleep.
Okay, so I've got this basic setup here, pup tent, and you've got, looks like a stealthy type setup. So what's the advantages basically of your setup compared to mine? And what would you use, you know, each setup for?
Well, like we were saying, when I was putting mine up, definitely mine is set up to be more in a stealthier position. Now, one of the things I am going to turn on and say real quick is that in the there is no right, like, by the book, this is the way they should be set up. These ground sheets were actually designed to be set up in multiple different configurations. So in mine, this is the way most of us in recon would turn on and set it up. So it's fast, it's quick. Like, I've got one cord there, one cord here, that's it. Everything's tucked underneath, everything's on top. Now at the same time, I've not disturbed the ground a whole lot here, except for where I've walked around. So in a stealthy situation, when I rip my camp down and I'm done, it's going to take like a couple of seconds to just throw some leaf litter back over, and it won't even look like I was here. Whereas when we got the way that Cole has put his up, which absolutely, again, is not wrong at all, we used to do this too if we were on a long term. Like if you knew you were going to be in one spot for a long period of time, you would definitely set up this way so you have comfort, you can sit in there, you can eat, you know, if it's raining, you're covered the whole bit, where you can't really do that with this. The other thing is too, is, as you can tell, he's cut sticks, so now there's evidence that somebody was here because stuff's been cut. You know, he's got lines going everywhere, so he's really disturbed the ground all around him. So he's got a much larger area that he would have to worry about to kind of, so where to
hide. Basically.
Yeah, to hide it. Yeah, exactly, to hide everything back. But for a long period of time, that's awesome. If you're out in the field, then you could set them up together and make a full tent out of them. So
They're very versatile, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you know, I've used these a couple times in different videos and stuff, and I really like them. I've never seen a setup like that, and that was really cool. That's why I asked Pete to come out, and I knew that, you know, you folks would enjoy seeing how he would have set up, you know, when he was in the military. I was never in the military, so I don't know, you know, as you know, field time, you know, field experience, you do a lot more different than someone that, you know, basically has only done it one way and they've only seen one way. Well, if you're out there multiple times, you come up with new ways of doing things. So it's pretty cool.
yeah, and with them, that's why, like I said, just real quick, with the two grommets that are automatically in the middle and the tires, that makes it perfect for when you're doing a setup like this, so you can make like a little mini tent, right? So you've got the ties there, and then of course, as you can see with poles, all the grommets, every 2 feet, there's a grommet all the way down, as well as along the edges, there's a grommet too. So these ground sheets are actually full exposed, like Cole's got his. They're actually 8 foot by 4 foot. Yeah, 4 foot across and 8 foot long. Now, if you take the triangles out, it's almost, oh my gosh, it's like 12 feet or something like that that you could actually get covered. But, yeah.
Pretty cool.
I'm going to go over these real quick and just show you the how I've got this done up. Just got the one stake up here, then pulled out, and well, tied to this tree. And then in the back, got a stake here and just put a toggle, and it runs right over. The same thing over there. And I've tied these out. Now, if any rain hits that, it's going to hit there, run down here, run here, and just pool right here on the bottom, then, you know, and then just run off. So I don't have to worry about rain. Same thing here. And it's kind of funny, these holes right here, I've been in a total rainstorm, and the water hits here and rolls around these. It does not go in those holes. It's actually kind of cool. But it's pretty basic, you know, with the A-frame. As you can see there, it's pretty basic, but a lot of room in there. What I thought was pretty cool is Peter's here. Look at this here. That's pretty cool. Very, very stealthy. Almost reminds me of one of those bivy tents kind of deal. And he made that out of the same thing, the same sheet that I'm using, the same type of sheet. And the two tie-out points right there are actually those tie-out points right there. So, like I said, it's pretty cool what, you know, people will come up with after they've used certain gear for many, many uses. I think it's time to get some food. I'm getting hungry. I figured I'd give you a quick rundown of the camp. As you see, it's nighttime. We're heating up some chaga tea right now, but my camera does not work well in the dark, so I'm not going to record much of tonight, but I'll be talking at you in the morning.
Well, last night was pretty good. I slept comfortable, I slept warm. It dropped down below 0 for a while, and it went back up. Cloud cover came in, went back up to about 2 Celsius, and that's where it hovered all night last night. Slept really comfortable, slept really well. Woke up a couple times. Have to relieve yourself when you're stuck in one of those bags. That's that's one thing right there. Getting in and out of those bivy bags and such, they're kind of a pain. And then when you have to relieve yourself in the middle of the night or something, it's a pain. Other than that, I slept well. Had a couple spiders crawl across my face. I'd pick them up, throw them off, but it's really good. So now I'm going to get some water from the brook down there, throw that on, get that boiled up, and have some oatmeal.
This morning what we're doing is enjoying some oatmeal and coffee. It's a good way to start the day, that's for sure. That great big piece of chaga I'm cutting up now, and the basically inch size or smaller, manageable pieces for me. I can let this dry out and use it for tinder, as well as I just throw a few pieces of this in a pot, or you know, one piece or whatever in a cup to make a cup of tea. Why I process this now is whenever you get it from a tree, it's always wet, but it's really easy to chop up, because after you get it home, it dries out and it becomes just like a rock. It's very hard to process. So I cut it up into chunks like that, and then I'll take it home and spread it all even on some newspaper and let it dry out that way. And it's just so much easier to do it in the field. And you get a lot, you know, it saves a lot of headache. So this is the way I usually process mine. I just wanted to give, you know, let you see that and maybe give you an idea so you won't take a big chunk home and try to have to cut into a rock after it dries.
Hey folks, back again. So I just took all the sleep bag and my air mattress and everything out. So Cole was just wanting me to kind of show a quick how that was set up again, the tarp. So when the sleep had the air mattress and the sleep bag and everything in there, obviously this was tucked under the flap. It was underneath the air mattress all the way up except for the spot where I crawled in. But if I flip it up a bit, you kind of see those triangle points I was talking about on the end, the shelter. I've pulled them underneath on both the front and the back, and it brought them together here in the middle. So I only have a tiny little triangle back here, that little tiny triangle right there that the thermarest was sitting on, and then of course had the Ranger blanket over top of that, which is waterproof itself, and then my bivvy and sleep bag and everything on top of it. So it was nice and dry, nice and comfy. And then, you know, as you see, when you get in there, tuck it all under. You're inside, it's a lot easier. You know, you just feel it, you know, feel down along the side of you, and you just kind of, as if you're laying in bed and tucking a blanket underneath you. You do the same thing, tuck the tarp.
Okay, so I like to see how quick, actually, how, you know, to tear it down. It looks pretty simple compared to mine. Mine's all gone and such, and I had to go around and get all the guidelines and everything. So in here has 2 guidelines, and that's about it. So give us a show and then show us the ground sheet itself.
So basically, I just turn on pull that knot out. Got this one. Pull that one off. Grab my points that I had. And it's down. Now, I was talking to those triangles that I refer to when I tuck them in. You picture like, you know, you got a ground, like a regular sheet that you would have a tarp. But on the end of these ones, bring it this way. They have this fighting with it.
It's gonna fight you, of course.
There's you got the triangles on the end, so that's, if you can picture, that was folded like that kind of thing, and I would be laying on this side. So I brought that triangle in to meet the other triangle. So if we maybe take this, flip it upside down.
You've got one that's still hooked on this corner. That's why it's giving you the hard time.
Yeah, right here. That's
There
when
you
I
go.
had them underneath. So this would be like that. Just kind of do it, sew it upside down. And this one is like that. So they were like that. And you can picture, imagine like this is on the ground, so the whole thing's upside down. And then we had those 2 points in the middle that was holding everything up, so you had that nice little tent kind of structure. And then you only have these little parts where you can see the green. Now that needs to come out a little more too, but you would only have like a little triangle like that that was actually exposed to the ground. So
Yeah, so basically your whole upper body is, you know, off the ground anyway right there, so it's going to keep you dry.
Oh yeah, because
I mean, just your bottom of your legs are basically going to, you know, would be in that spot.
well, if you picture, if I turn around and do like that, it's right in the middle. And if I'm sleeping or whatever, or even on my back,
Yeah, you're
you got that little spot right there.
it's going to keep
That
you, it's
you're on
going
the
to keep
ground.
yeah.
Otherwise, you're on a ground sheet.
Because those are waterproof, so you wouldn't get, you
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
get
no
wet.
water comes through.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Cool. That's awesome. That's pretty cool. Like I said, just to find out different ways how to use these, it's pretty neat. It really is. And like I said, I've used mine the way I showed, and it works great. But this is another neat, you know, stealthy way to do it, and that's why I wanted, you know, to bring you out just with this gear to just show us how you did that. I mean,
And the
I like
fold up
it.
is the same way. Just kind of, you got the triangle, you fold it up, fold it over again. You know, same as you would a tarp. Just
Yep.
fold it up into a nice little square so it fits in the valise with the sleeping bag and everything else. You're good to go.
well, thanks, Pete. I mean, really enjoyed the camp out.
Yeah, I did too. It was awesome. Brought back old time memories.
Well, we're getting ready to head out. And Pete, thanks a lot again. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And me and Peter, you know, we're buddies and we go out camping all the time and such. This here was just something different. I have military surplus gear.
I've never been in the military. So I just wanted to bring him out and get him to show me how he used to do it in the military, different setups and stuff like that there. I thought his setup was pretty cool, and that's why I wanted to do it. Something different. I learned something. And if I can go out on a trip and learn something, that's an awesome trip. You know, I'm constantly learning like we all do when we go out there. So I just wanted to bring some of his expertise on our camping trip. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was actually. I had a blast. Brought back, like I said, brought back a lot of old-time memories of setting it up. But yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff too that you know, I'm sure this winter, if we turn around and get out and stuff like that, like the actual Arctic sleep system and how we set up in the snow, and because we still come out in the wintertime, so
Yeah. Yeah.
you can always come out if you know how to dress.
Yeah. You guys all have a, you know, I hope you enjoy the video and have a good time, and I'll talk to you later.